There, welcome. I'm Trish, and today I'll be doing your monthly read for the month of August. We'll take a look at what's going on in the stars in August, and we'll see how that affects you. So you can choose one of 4 groups. Now, while this is not an astrology reading per sign, it's going to bring messages in by which group you choose. So we're going to see how the full moons are going to affect you this month, because we have 2. We have a blue moon at the end of the month, and what a blue moon means is a second full moon for the month. So I'll go over what the moons mean as I shuffle for you, but all you need to do is take a moment and choose from one of the 4 groups on the screen now, and I will be back with your reading. Welcome back, group 1. If you've selected the first card of the Dolphins, then this reading is for you. Now we're going to go over what the month of August is going to bring for you, and you'll see the cards as I'm weighing them. So first of all, we have an Aquarius full moon. It's a supermoon, so it's not just any moon, it's a supermoon, and it's the second supermoon of 2023. Now what that means is that it's at its closest orbit to Earth, and that's why it's going to appear so large in the sky. So as you're getting this reading, it should actually fall on the day of the supermoon. So what that means is it may have a stronger effect on, or a stronger impact on your life, because it's so close to the Earth. So, and like it affects the tides, our body's made up of water, so it also affects our emotions, or our body being our inside with the water and emotions, because water represents emotions. So you may find that your emotions could be a little erratic during the month of August. Okay, but what does that mean for you? Well, it can bring results with changes and help you get closer to where you ultimately want to be. You may have a desire to do your own thing, given that it's in the sign of Aquarius. You may feel you might get more comfortable with your eccentricities this month, and your desire to do your own thing despite what everybody else is doing or thinks you should be doing. What you need to do is listen to your heart this month. This is for all signs. And you need to do what's most important for you. Okay, as we move down into the middle of the month of August, I will come back and do the reading of each of the cards and let you know what they mean. But as we move into the middle of the month of August, we're going to find that the ruler of Cancer, which is the moon, is going to be in the sign of the moon. And the ruler of the sun, the ruler of Leo, which is the sun, is going to be in the sign of Leo. So that means they're in the most comfortable placements that they could possibly be. And that means that their full energies are going to really shine brightly in the middle of the month. So normally you don't get to see me shuffle. Normally I will lay the cards all out for you. But I'm just going to go through the placements of what's going on in the astrology. And we're going to have a look. And as I'm talking about the placements of the astrology, the cards are popping out. So that means they're going to let you know how these things affect you. Okay, so as we're moving down to the end of the month, we're looking at another full moon at the end of the month. So this is our blue moon, and it's because it's the second full moon of the month. So the Pisces full moon is here by the end of the month. The moon is usually a time of endings, the full moon being a time of endings and letting go of the things that no longer serve you. You may find that you're more connected with your intuition at the end of the month, given that the moon will be in Pisces. You may find that you also need to go within to charge, so you're not affected by the energies of the people surrounding you. But hey, don't let the moon stress you out. It's important to take care of yourself during these full moons and new moons. That includes taking extra care of your physical health, your mental health, and making sure you're getting enough rest. Okay, that's your cards done. Okay, let's read Now, this is going to be a slightly longer read than we normally do for your weekly reads. Let's get into your read. So you've selected the number 22, which is a power number. It also represents duality and your intuition, as well as your personal power. You've selected the dolphins, which represents being social, being playful as well, and spending more time with friends and family and doing the things that you enjoy. Okay, so early in the month, this is when we have the moon in Aquarius. I'm feeling that, okay, you're going to have to be wary of either people standing in your way, people telling you what you need to do. Now, this is where the Aquarian energy of being truly yourself, truly unique, comes into play here. So what we're seeing here with the card of the third party, it's saying it's a time when you need to focus more on what you think you should be doing rather than what everybody else or the third party in your life is telling you what you should be doing. So, and by third party, I mean the other people around you. So it should be just about you and your intuition, or you and your goal, or you and your mission, not what other people, which we're calling the third party, is saying that you need to be doing at this time. So use that energy of the Aquarian eccentric kind of a rebel energy where you just want to do your own thing, do it your way, and use that and really go with that. Now, I feel also there could be some kind of rekindling or repairing to current relationships around you. And because of the supermoon, it's also about emotions as well. So it's all about how we will be affected. And I feel like you're going to have a sense of, what I'm getting from this first line here is that you're going to really need some extra compassion, love, attention, or it's like you're wanting to be held more. And what I'm saying by that is you may be feeling a little more emotional than what you normally are. So you also may be finding the urge to rekindle with somebody from your past, or pick up old friendships, pick up old loves. And the reason for that, I feel, is because you will have this strong urge to want to reconnect, to want to connect with other people. So it's almost going to put you into a state of going back into the past and missing old friendships, or missing old family members, missing people in your life or relationships in your life. I feel like the energy of the supermoon is going to stir in you a sense of wanting to feel connected, and feel as though you belong. So that's what may drive you back, thinking about past friendships and past relationships. So it's that your sense that you're just needing to be held, as you can see from I Just Want Hugs on the top line there. Now I'm also getting the Break Free card, which you can't see, that's in the corner of the screen, so it's called Break Free. Now what I'm feeling from that, again, it's that rebellious Aquarian energy, and it's saying I'm just going to break free from the system, and I'm going to do things my way, the way I want to do them. It's like I'm feeling a sense of standing up for your own rights, standing up for your own heart, what your heart desires. So your own heart's desires, given that it's all about the moon on that first line in the first part of August. So I'm feeling here a sense that you're wanting to break free from the things that tie you down, the things in your life that you're a slave to, things that you have to do a routine, things like you may find that you just can't deal with routines like you normally can. You just feel like you just need a break is what I'm getting. So it's like you're wanting to take a break, and that's because the energy could be quite overwhelming for you. And I feel like that's what's, and given that the energy of the full moon is normally about 3 days before and 3 days after, but given that it's a super moon and the orbit's really close, I feel like our energies are actually going to be a few days more than 3 days. So probably possibly even a week before and a week after, or 5 days before and 5 days after. And I just feel like that's because the Earth energy is so close on the orbit. I feel like it's going to affect us a little longer. Coming into the middle of the month, I feel like we have a bit of a reprieve. I feel like the energies are a lot lighter in the middle of the month. That's where we're finding that the rulers of the houses, or the rulers of the signs, are actually in their respective signs, and that being the sun and the moon. So, and I'm feeling like this is a time of abundant new ideas, fresh starts, new ideas. It's like you're getting where I'm seeing with the fertility here. It could also be a time of fertility for some of you. It could be a very fertile time. So if you're trying to or planning to start a family, I feel like in the middle of the month is probably a really good time to get active on that one. I'm also feeling like you're now letting go of things here. We're seeing the separate ways, and I feel like you're letting go of the things that don't serve you, even though we normally do that in a full moon, which was the line above. I do feel like in the middle of the month, you're really, it's come to the forefront at the start of the month, what it is that you don't enjoy, the things that you want to break free from. And I feel like by the middle of the month is where you're going to really start to really strive to break free from those. And you're going to be getting a lot more fertile ideas, new ventures, and you're wanting a whole fresh new start. So whether that's from people, and again, this is a group reading, so it's going to resonate differently for everybody. So it could be for some of you, you're just wanting a new job, you're going to start looking, or you might find a new job in the middle of the month. I feel like you might be needing more responsibilities or less responsibilities for some of you. It may be people surrounding you. You may need to take a bit of a break from the people around you, or perhaps, as we saw above, rekindling with old people from the past. It's also a time of forgiveness and letting go. So forgiveness card brings a sense of forgiving yourself. Definitely, it's like a sense of just letting go of any feeling that you didn't achieve something, or just because you're wanting to end it. So it's almost the sense I'm picking up on is that you've kind of stayed in something for so long because you wanted to achieve, or you didn't want to feel like a failure, or you didn't want to end, or you were scared to end something. But what I'm feeling is that you need to forgive yourself. And if this is something you're needing to end, I feel like it's time for you to make that end, because it sits right next to the card of going separate ways. That can be from a person. It can also be from a situation in your life. But I do feel like it's a sense of you needing to allow yourself to break free from that. And that's what I'm picking up in all of the cards here, is you're needing to forgive yourself and allow yourself to break free from these these contracts, or these past programmings that you've had. And given also that we have the rekindling card, which signifies the past, I feel like some of this could be programming, so mental beliefs that you have that are negative and they're not constructive in your life right now. So things like I'm a failure if I don't complete this, or little things like this, little things that you can tell yourself. It's saying that you need to let those things go now. You need to forgive yourself, and you need to let them go, break free from this programming, and allow yourself now to do what it is that your heart desires. And because we have the North Node has moved recently, only a couple of weeks ago, I believe on the 18th of July, moved into Aries, which Aries energy is very, let's start something new. Let's get out there. Let's get this done. Let's get something happening. Let's start something new. And the North Node is all about your mission in life. So it could be that you're getting a strong desire to want to complete your mission, or complete what it is that you came into this life to complete. So that's when you might be getting these feelings of, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I've done this for so long. It's like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something else. And you might start to get the desire of wanting something new, whether that's people in your life, or things in your life, your job, your career, your skills, your hobbies, all kinds of things. So it's different for everybody. But that's what I'm getting a big sense of this whole reading is, and this energy is really amplified during this month. So that Aries energy with the North Node is saying, yeah, let's do it, let's go. And I feel like we will have 18 months of this energy of wanting to just get out there and start something new, get out there to, be driven by our passion, be driven by our desire, be driven by achievement and wanting to conquer and wanting to really achieve our goals. So I feel like, yeah, if there's something that's holding you back, that's not allowing you to achieve your goals, this is the energy this month, particularly in August, of you really needing to start to break free from that energy, or where you're going to get a sense of that you're going to be feeling like you want to break free. For some of you, it's going to take a little longer to actually break free from past programming or from your current situation. For some of you, I think we'll do it a lot easier. But I do feel new beginnings are coming. We've got a fresh new start. We've got lots of new ideas coming in, and that's driven by your passion. That's driven by your mission in life. Okay, down the bottom, now we're looking at the energies of the full moon in Pisces down the bottom and how that will affect you. So with the full moon in Pisces being very intuitive, it's a sign of being boundless, so having no boundaries. So we're up the top. I'm feeling you being very tied down by your responsibilities, by your burdens, by your programming, by what's going on around you. I feel like by the time we get down to the bottom of this, or the end of the month, we're looking at the Pisces energy. And the Pisces energy is, it doesn't do well with boundaries. It does not do well with being constricted or held down or having to do things in a certain way. It's more of a freedom loving feeling is what I'm getting from that Pisces energy. And because we have a full moon in there, that's where we're looking at what it is you need to let go of. What is it in your life that makes you feel chained down, because you see the chain cards there? What is it that's chaining you down? What is it that is giving you boundaries and not allowing you to be your full self, or just get out there and do your passions, or be driven by your heart's desires? So have a little think about what that is. And I feel like by the time the energy of the full moon at the end of the month comes in, you're going to get a really good sense of what that is, and you're going to start to really decide that you're going to let those things go. I feel like you need other people to help you. We've got the bees there working together to make this happen. So I feel like the bees are that colony energy, so the energy, the hive mind. So it's like working with other people, even on a more of a kind of spiritual level, like more of a higher mind, higher hive mind is what I'm hearing. So it's almost like you might be getting a sense of, yes, your higher mission here on earth, what you came here to achieve, but it's almost like it's not just your personal mission that you're tapping into. It's like your higher mission, your mission that you've come in to achieve with the collective, with everybody else. And it's really letting go of those boundaries of us and them, or each person as an individual. And it's really kind of letting that go and becoming like that hive mind energy, where we're all here to achieve something. We're all here to either give energy, or we all have our little roles to have an overall goal or an overall achievement for the earth. And I feel like this is really coming into the forefront. And we've got the strength card also in that bottom reading. So I feel like this is where you're really going to come to you personally, or you that is selected group 1, the dolphin energy. You are going to come into your full strength and your full power. This is where you're really going to start to feel, I have a mission. I have, of course, a personal mission of goals and things that I want to achieve, but I also have a mission here as a collective and part of an actual bigger, higher purpose. And I feel that sense coming in for you. Now, we've got the new love down in the bottom corner, which you can't see on the screen, but it's like that's giving me that whole new love feeling. What I'm feeling here is I'm hearing love is the answer, and I'm feeling that as a general whole collective energy thing. So it's more about doing your part to spread love on the earth. And I don't want to sound all kind of Aquarian, even though I am an Aquarian, and we have the full moon in Aquarius. And for us Aquarians and also Leos, we're going to be really affected by that energy. And I feel like it's in at the moment. So it's in a few. I'm recording this only a day before the full moon, before the super moon. But I don't want to, what I'm trying to say here is I don't want to sound all, age of Aquarius and, let's all band together and love is the answer. But what I'm feeling is that love is the answer. And what I mean by that, it's not about, all of us, all over the world, have faced in the last few years being held down by fears for some of us, being held down by restrictions for some of us, especially here in Australia. And I know we were locked down for a very long time, and that has caused repercussions for many people. It has caused PTSD for some people. It's like they can't move back out into the world again. It's like they've gotten used to just their own energy, and they're finding that really hard to move back out. But what I'm trying to say is that 3 years that we've been through, it has affected us all on a personal level. It has been a lot of fear. A lot of fear has been thrown at us over those 2 to 3 years that for everyone all over the world. Now you think about what that energy does to the world when there's fear, just fear everywhere. We're living in constant fear, we're living in depression, we're living in anxiety. What do you think that energy does to the world? So to me, it feels like a really dark cloud on the world, like really, really heavy, dark energy. And I feel like that what we need to do is kind of wash that away with love. And how we do that on an individual level is we find our own purpose. We find what it is we love. We find what it is that brings our heart joy. And if each person can find that joy and that love in their own life, then that does spread it spreads, it really does. So we're living in love, we're living in bliss, we're living in joy. And if each individual takes that responsibility, then they're spreading love and joy and bliss into the world. And that kind of will override that 3 years of that fear energy that we have been living in. So why I didn't want to sound too Aquarian, and I don't normally go down that track with that really Aquarian kind of airy fairy energy, I am definitely feeling it, especially with that Aquarian moon. So that's what I'm picking up on, that energy there. So what it is saying is your responsibility this month, group 1, is to really work out what's holding you down, what's making you feel trapped, what is it you're doing because you've been programmed to do. So are you going to a 9-to-5 job that you absolutely hate because you're programmed to think that's what you're meant to do? You're meant to live, work, pay bills, pay taxes, and then you die. So that's the programming that we've grown up with. But what it's saying, this Aquarian supermoon is saying, is that we need to break free from that energy. We need to let go of those past programmings, and we need to allow ourselves to live in our heart's energy, in our heart space. The moon also is all about our emotions and how we feel at our inner emotions and how we feel and love. So it's very connected to what we consider home as well. So where is your home? Where is your home on this earth? Where do you feel contentment? Where do you feel comfortable? So I'm really feeling a strong sense of this energy with these big moon changes coming in. So yeah, that's your job for this month, group 1, is to work out what programs are holding you down. What are you doing because you feel like you have to do? What is it that you'd rather be doing? What is it that you find joy from? What is it that makes your heart sing? And you need to work on letting go of the old to bring in the new. So thank you for joining me, group 1. Welcome back, group 2. You've selected the heart card, which is the card of forgiveness. It's also the card of the number 11, which is the energy of new beginnings. Also, it's also tapping into our higher power as well. It's a master number, the number 11, and it's also about being awakened to who we really are as well. Opening your eyes, being awakened to your true power. Okay, so you normally don't get to see me shuffle, so I'm going to let you know what's going on in the world, in the stars, as I shuffle for you. And we're going to read through how that is affected for you. Now, while this is not an astrology reading per sign, this is based on you selecting, because we all have ascendants, we have moon signs, we have sun signs, so we're all affected differently. Even if you were to look at a horoscope reading and you're reading off your sun sign, it's still not a full and broad reading. So I've divided this up into 4 groups, and you will just intuitively select which group resonates with you most to get your message. And I feel like we're going to look at how the energies of what's going on, particularly with the moons, is affecting your energy this month. The Aquarius full moon is here. The full moon comes around every month, but this moon is a little different. This is a supermoon, and this is the second supermoon of the year. And what a supermoon means is that it's orbiting very close to the Earth. So we're going to see a big giant supermoon. I'm reading this a day before the supermoon is due, but we're sitting in the energies of that now anyway. We normally sit in a full moon energy 3 days before and 3 days after, but I feel that it's going to be a lot more. It's going to be extended energy, and that is because it's such a super moon and it's orbiting so close to us. So I feel like we're going to be sitting in the energies just a little bit longer. I've got some good cards here, group 2. Okay, so this is the start of the month. This is the supermoon which we pop those cards out very fast. So this is the energy of the supermoon in Aquarius. Now, Aquarius energy is all about that rebellious spirit. It's about eccentricities and about really being yourself and being unique and not being afraid of being who you are. Now, what does it mean for you? Okay, so it's going to actually help you get ultimately to where you're going to be. It's going to allow you to wake up to the things that's going on around you, allow you to release and let go of anything that no longer serves you, being a full moon. Okay, you may find that you've got a desire to be on your own, and refuel your own energy or recharge your energy. So it's really about being in tune with who you really are, listening to your intuition, listening to your emotions and listening to your heart, and working out who you really are and not being afraid to go and be that person. Okay, now we're moving into the middle of the month. The middle of the month, we're looking at a much easier time, and we're looking at the rulers of Cancer, being the moon, in the sign of Cancer, and the ruler of Leo being the sun in the house of Leo, in the sign of Leo. Now what that means is that they're in their most happiest placement. This is where they feel the most comfortable, and this is where they can be truly free to be themselves, so they can express their energy to the fullest. So the sun energy is really amplified, and it's really just enjoys being who it is. And again, that comes back to that Aquarian energy of really being comfortable being in your own skin, being comfortable being who you truly are. So same with the moon, it's allowing those energies of really connecting to your heart's desire, connecting to your emotions, connecting to what's inside of you, and really just amplifying that. So it's about being really who you are, both outside expressively and inside internally, and not being afraid to be who you are. So the middle of the month is a time of softer and gentler energies, and it's really about knowing yourself and going within, or knowing yourself and not being afraid to express yourself externally as well. So putting yourself out there. Okay, by the end of the month, we're getting a little bit harder cards down here for the bottom of your read, group 2. Okay, so at the end of the month, we have a second full moon. It's a blue moon. And what a blue moon is the second full moon of the month. So again, it's another period where we get to really work out what it is that we need to let go of and releasing things out of our life. Now, the full moon will be in the sign of Pisces. So the sign of Pisces is more about being connected to your intuition. It's about letting go of restraints and being without boundaries. Okay, so let's have a look. We'll come back in and we'll bring that in as we go through the read. Let's get into your reading, group 2. Okay, so early in the month. Again, we've got the Independence card that you can see on the screen. Again, that independent energy is about that Aquarian energy that's really going to be amplified at the start of the month with that supermoon in Aquarius. So that's really about working about who you are, standing in your own footprint, standing on firm ground yourself and saying, this is me, this is who I am, and I'm not afraid to say it, I'm not afraid to do it. So it's about really not caring what other people think. It's like caring about what's important to you and really truly being yourself and expressing yourself in that way. So the Independent card is also about, it can be about making other people work for your affection. It's also about the choices that you make being in your fullest, I don't want to say service to self. It's not about that kind of selfish energy. It's more about being more truly unique kind of energy. So it's not selfish. I'm getting more of a selfless energy, but about being truly yourself. So it's about not doing something because somebody else expects you to do it or somebody else says you should do it. So it's really about letting go of that kind of energy. Now I'm also getting the Yes card, the Sun card here as well. So the sun's in Leo. So this is where I feel like it's really important to talk to you about the Leo gate. So the Lion's gate, which is the 8th of the 8th. So the Leo gate, I believe it is. And it's a really peak period of manifesting, really powerful manifesting is the Lion's gate energy. So, and I've got the Yes card here. So it's really about that really powerful manifesting card, that really powerful manifesting energy within that first week of the month of August. Now we've got the Walking Away card. Now I'm picking up 2 different energies here. For some of you, it's about walking away from drugs, substance abuse, including pharmaceuticals, substance abuse. It's about letting go of walking away from that life of dependency is what I'm getting here. Because we have the individual card as well, the independence, I'm hearing the word you're dependent. So the things that you depend on to get by every day. So now you need to make those decisions on your own, but I feel like you need to do things with support. So I don't think it's probably healthy just to cut and walk away. You need to do them in a healthy way, but you need to make those decisions for yourself. But what the cards are saying here is that you're kind of walking away for the things that you're being dependent on, and that can also include codependent relationships as well, is what I'm getting here. So it's anything that really you've depended on, or in a way that's been unhealthy. So it's okay to depend on people and family members in your life. That's fine. We all need support. But what I'm picking up here is like it's a toxic, negative dependency that you have either on substance abuse, on food, on unhealthy foods, unhealthy people, and it's really making that decision to walk away from that negative path or that toxic path. For some of you, I'm pulling in the energy of the blissful energy for being bliss is a very high state. So bliss is like a state, like really high, like love is. So that's that feeling of just pure contentment, pure joy, pure bliss. And that's that whole feeling that I'm picking up around you. For some of you, it's like that amplified energy because it's sitting right next to the sun. So that's giving that a whole boost of power. And that also that generosity energy that's coming in from Leo as well, that Leo energy being very generous and very giving. So while the Leo is very strong and a great leader, a great ruler, really, the leader of the pride, it's like they'll stand up and just stand up for others and stand up for their rights and stand up for what you believe in. It's also about being very strong, but I'm getting here they're also very, very generous. So it's not about that. It's not. And again, we're coming back to that energy of selflessness / selfishness. So what I'm picking up here is that Leo energy is very generous. So we're saying being independent and doing what it is that you know is right to do. What you're doing by doing that is you are being generous because you are living in your true power. You're doing what it is that you're happy to do. And I feel like I'm always having to validate it for you. It's like a sense of you being, there's something that you have to do and there's something that you want to do. And it's like you would like to let things go, being the full moon, but it's almost like you've got to validate the reason for letting them go, or it's like you need to find a sense of, okay, I can let that go because of this. And it's like, I really want to do this, but am I being selfish? And what I'm saying to you is, no, you're not being selfish. You're actually being selfless. You're being in the energy of the generous Leo, because you standing in your own true power, doing what it is that you're drawn to do, your mission here on life, the things that light you up and drive you, you're actually giving back to the earth in that way. You're spreading love, you're spreading bliss. You see the bliss card there. And as I mentioned in group 1, we've been 3 years of being in that pure energy of fear. We've been just slammed with fear. We've been locked down. A lot of us have traumas and depressions and all kinds of things caused by that energy of fear that's been around in the last 3 years. Now, I feel like a really strong push in the cards and the energy of August to say that this is our time to turn that around and start filling the earth with love and joy. And again, I'm going into that Aquarian energy, and I don't normally like to talk this way as being that age of Aquarius type thing, but I'm really feeling the energy coming in from that Aquarian full moon. And what that is saying is that standing in your own power, doing your own mission, doing what it is that your heart desires, is actually helping others. It's helping the earth. It's putting out energy of love, joy, and bliss, and that is overriding the energy of fear that's been around for the last few years. So I feel like you're not being selfish, even though you feel like by ending this that you have to do, or that you've been programmed that you have to do in order to do this, which is something that your heart really wants to do. It's not selfish. It's actually selfless, because you're giving beautiful energy out into the world. You're also being an inspiration for others. You're allowing others to look at you as a leader, being that Leo energy. So it's saying that you've stood up in your own power, and it gives them motivation and a feeling that they too can stand up in their own power. So I'm feeling it's not selfish, it's definitely selfless. And I feel like that's the validation that you kind of needed, or that little push to say that, yeah, I can do this. I'm not being selfish. It's being my own powerful self, and doing my mission that I feel I'm here to do is actually helping other people. Okay, moving into the energies in the middle of the month, we're looking at here where the moon is in Cancer and the sun is in Leo. So they're in their own homes where they're most happy. And I feel like that energy should be a little softer in the middle of the month for us all. There is many other planets going on. We've got the North Node in Aries, and that energy is an energy of feeling compelled that you want to do something, you want to start something new, it's that real drive, that real competitiveness, that really passionate energy going on with that. Now, your North Node is also your mission here on Earth, and it's what you've come here to do. And I feel like this is all tied in. This whole mission and this Aquarian energy with the Aquarian supermoon is really tied to your mission. So it's about letting go of the things in life that are not letting you do your mission. So what you feel you need to be doing. So, should you be in the caring industry? Should you be teaching? Should you be doing, what gift do you feel that you have to share with others? It's also a very generous energy. Leo energy, we're in Leo season, is very generous. So yes, they stand in their own power. They're proud, and they're not afraid to be themselves, and they're very strong, but they're also very generous. And they like to light up the world, and they like to spread their light, share their light, and allow others to be lit up themselves. And I feel like that's the energy that we're in here for you, group 2, as we are for many people. And it's about just being yourself and not being scared to be yourself. And it's also about being generous as well. So giving to others, sharing your gifts, teaching, speaking. It's about sharing your energy. Okay, what I've got coming up in the cards for you in the center is that you're healing. So, and again, as I spoke about the last 3 years, where we've all been healed, we are healing, we're all healing. It's like we've gone through that fear energy, and it's like really turning around. So I feel like this, especially particularly this supermoon in Aquarius, it's really that energy of almost cleansing that and letting it go, because the new moon is when we are letting things go. And I really feel like that's the energy that's coming in with this Aquarian supermoon, is really trying to allow us to let go of depressions and anxieties and fears as well. Definitely fears of fears that have been holding you back, fears that you've been too scared to go for that new job or put yourself out there. It's kind of letting go of the fears. That's what I'm feeling like you really need to focus on, group 2, is letting go of fears that are holding you back. And healing from those fears, healing from past traumas, healing from things that are not allowing you to stand in your own light, in that beautiful Leo kind of light, that generous, strong Leo light. For some of you, I see home changes, moving and relocating. That could be relocating from your physical homes. It could be relocating from your jobs. Could be relocating from your mindset as well. So going from one mindset to another mindset. And the past mindset of being past programs. The stallion energy. Now, the stallion energy is all about moving forward, storming forward. It's about charging forward. So the stallion energy also in a personal relationship read can indicate a player, but I feel like in this spread, the stallion energy is really about being that earth energy, the horse being an animal that is on an earth, so it's the earth animal, really that energy of contributing, working towards a common goal, working towards your own goals. It's really that earthy sense of, where you belong, again, because we've got the home right next to it. It's about really finding your place in the world, where you belong, what it is that you're good at, what it is that makes you feel a sense of achievement, what it is that allows you to, your goals really, and allows you to get out there in the world and just charge forward, full steam ahead with whatever it is that makes you feel like you've found your place in the world. Moving down to the bottom line, we're looking at the energy of the blue moon, which is the full moon in Pisces. Now, the Pisces energy is very intuitive because it's a water sign. It's also about your feelings and emotions as well. But it's also a sign of being without boundaries. So what I'm getting here is that on one extreme of the month, we're looking at Aquarius, being the energy of, I'm thinking age of Aquarius, kind of the rebels, that we're not going to put up with this anymore. We're going to be ourselves. We're going to be eccentric. We're going to not be afraid to be who we are. And we're going to do things our own way. We're not going to do things the way we've been indoctrinated to do. And then at the bottom end of the read, where it's like it's, encapsulated us in between the energy of Aquarius and energy of Pisces. So, and the Pisces energy being boundless by our lives here on earth and our lives here in spirit. So we're spirit beings in a physical body. And I'm feeling like the Pisces energy is really that sense of being one with your spiritual self, being one with your mission that you've come into this life to do, being one with your higher self, and really connected to that on a both intuitive level, empathic level, I'm hearing as well, and also just an everyday kind of thing, really connecting to who you are in the sense of being a more than just your physical body is what I'm getting. So you're more than just your physical body. You're bigger than that. You're boundless. And I'm feeling like you're looking at creating something new. Think boundless. Think bigger. Think without boundaries. So think bigger than what you would normally think, and also use your intuition for any indecisions that you have coming up at the end of the month of August. Okay, as we talk, we've got the card here, it feels like home. We can't see the meaning of it, but it's called feels like home. So we did speak about finding your place in the world, finding your mission, finding what it is that makes you feel like you're home. And again, we've got that is in the read as well. And just above it, we have the house of the home change. So I'm feeling like for some of you, yes, it's a physical home change, but for some of you, it's like a change in your perspective of what makes you you, what makes you your, again, I'm hearing family as well, your upbringing as well, but I'm also what makes you feel like you've found your place in the world. You've found what it is that you're good at. You've found that it is that you feel like you were sent here to do. And that's what I'm feeling like there's a bit of a change coming up in that area. So it's like you're changing from what you're programming of what you have to do, your 9 to 5, we go to work, we pay taxes, we die, that kind of programming, into finding what it is, what my mission here is, and what it is I'm meant to do. And again, I'm getting here that what it is that you're meant to do, if you're living in your passion, you're living in your mission, you're actually spreading light and you're spreading joy, you're spreading bliss, as you see in the top line, and you're being selfless because of that Leo energy. So it's all really, really combined in this spread group too. It's all kind of saying the same thing between the Aquarian full moon and the Piscean full moon as well. Now slow down, we've got the snail down the bottom, so it's just about being a much slower pace. It's about, not rushing, and I guess that comes in again with the programming of what I have to get done, what I have to do. I've got these responsibilities, I've got these burdens, but it's really about at the end of the month of August about finding that time to really just breathe and really just not do all those things. It's about taking time out for yourself. Take a break, take time out to slow right down, slow your energy down. You need to go within, especially between these two moons, these two big moons. So we've got the super moon and the blue moon. It's about really connecting to your own emotions, your own inner self. It is what lights you up on the inside. So it's really about taking time out. So, and what I'm getting from that is that if you're living in this so many responsibilities, so many burdens, you're running from here to there and you've got so much going on, not allowing you to take a step back and work out, evaluate what's going on in your life, evaluate your emotions, evaluate what you think you're here to achieve, and about, moving into that energy. We've also got the forgiveness card on the end, which completes your reading. Oh, I've got one more card here that I need to discuss. But on the end, we've got the card of forgiveness. And the card of forgiveness is allowing yourself that freedom or that opportunity in this Piscean full moon energy of letting yourself let go. So not feeling like you have to do these responsibilities, have to do these burdens. It's about allowing yourself time to slow down and not feel bad about it. So the forgiveness is about forgiving yourself and not putting pressure on yourself to have to get all these things done or have to do something or have to do the 9 to 5. It's that 9 to 5 job or whatever that programming is. It's about allowing yourself to slow down and really go within and work out who you are, what makes you feel like home, who's home inside of you. So it's the home inside of you. Who are you really? It's about really connecting to that. And in order to do that, I feel like you really have to slow down and let go of some of those burdens and responsibilities, even if it's just the last week of August, and really just focus on finding out who you are, who is home, who are you, and about forgiving yourself, allowing yourself to have time to do that without feeling guilty. That's what I'm getting. Okay, the only other card here is the attack card, which is the shark card. Now, what I'm feeling from the shark is that I'm picking up the energy of that's the hierarchy and the programming and the authority, and it's about this is the way you are in the world, and it's who's ruling over you and who's controlling you, and it's about you are to do this is what you need to do. And it's like almost like the fear of it. It's like the fear that I'm picking up, that fear energy of, okay, I have to do this because of this, and it's like that real living in that sense of fear. And that's what I'm feeling like. You really need to slow down, find home instead of finding fear, find bliss instead of finding fear. And it's about really tapping into yourself and getting in touch with your inner self and working out who you are, what's home to you, what your mission is here, what you have to contribute to the world, and how you can be generous in helping other people and not be controlled by the system, or not be controlled. Again, that's very Aquarian talk, the energy of the Aquarius of bucking the system and not being part of the system, or not being controlled, not being a sheep. That's very Aquarian energy. And I'm feeling with the shark down the bottom, you're very very locked in by fear or responsibilities or burdens or hierarchy, the boss, like the boss, and that energy. It's very much fear energy, fear that keeps you trapped in your own little box. And it's like just saying, let go of those fears, open the box. There's a whole new world out there. Why don't you find where you belong in the world? So thank you for joining me, group 2. I will be back next week with you, just your regular general weekly read. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back, group 3. If you've selected the Dragonfly, then this is your reading. Okay, this will be an astrological reading, even though we're not reading by the signs, because everybody is ruled by different signs. So we all have our ascendant energy, our sun energy, and our moon energy, but we also have other big planets like, Venus and Mars and Jupiter and Saturn as well. So all of our planets can be quite strong, or all of our signs can be quite strong, even though they're not our traditional kind of sun sign. So what I'm doing is going over what's happening in the astro world for the whole month of August. I've picked up a couple of key areas to discuss, and we're going to do a reading on how those energies affect, or how those energies of the planetary alignment is affecting your energy on a personal level for the month of August. So to do that, I'm getting you to select from group 1, group 2, or group 3. You may feel driven to select more than one group. That's what I'm getting for you, group 3. So if there's something you were drawn to select one of the other 2 groups, then definitely go back and read those as well and listen to those, because you might actually find a message there as well. So your energy that I'm picking up on here, group 3, you've selected the Dragonfly and the number 5, both meaning change and transformations. So I feel like you've got some changes coming in around you in the month of August. Now, August being the supermoon. Okay, so we're starting the month with a supermoon in Aquarius. So the full moon comes around every month, and that's our opportunities normally to let things go, release things that no longer serve us, and get ready for making plans on the new moon of what it is that we want to work on over the next month. So the full moon is about releasing and letting go. So letting go of what no longer serves us, and I feel like there's changes, and a lot of changes and transformations coming up around you, group 3. Now, so it does come around every month, but this one is special. This is a supermoon, and what that means, it's going to be very big and bright in our skies. And by the time this reading goes up, it should be the exact day of the full moon, the supermoon. I'm reading this on the day before, but the energies are still really strong, about 3 days before and 3 days after. But I also feel that because it's such a close orbit to the earth, and that's why it's so big, because it's orbiting very closely to the earth. I feel like the energies could sit around a lot longer than just the 3 days before and the 3 days after. But I am picking up a lot of really strong themes of the Aquarian energy coming up in the month of August, even though we are in Leo season, which I will run through that as well, what that means for you and how that affects you. I'm very much picking up a strong sense of Aquarian energy as well, and that's because of the supermoon kicking off the month. So how I'm reading for you is we're going to look at the first part of the month, the first week. So as I'm pulling cards, I'm talking about what's going on in the first week in the month of August. So the biggest thing, of course, is the supermoon, and the supermoon in the sign of Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is our sign of the eccentric and eccentricities. It's also about the rebellious energy, rebels, standing up for your rights. It's about not being part of the pack, not doing what other people do just for the sake of it. It's about, doing what you want to do because it's what you want to do, not because what's expected of you to do. So I feel like you've got some changes and transformations around that kind of energy, starting with the start of the month, and about releasing things in your life, because as I said, the first week will be about releasing and letting go of the things that don't serve you. Mostly it's the things that don't feel right to you, because the moon's all about feelings. So what is it that doesn't feel right in your life? What is it that you feel like you're doing because it's part of your programming? What is it that you're doing because you feel like you have to do that because you've been programmed to do that, or it's what you believe that you're meant to do? What are those things? What does that look like for you on a personal level? So we might be looking at changes and transformations and letting go of some of those things. And given the Aquarian energy that's going to be very strong in that first week, it's about working out what you want as an individual and what's important to you in that first week. Okay, so moving into the middle of August, we're looking at the rulers of Leo and Cancer being in their own homes. So Leo's ruler is the sun, and we're in Leo season, of course, which I'll go through when I'm doing your reading. And it's about the sun being placed in its own home. So it's where it's most happiest. It's where it can be its true self. It can express itself in its most truest light. And again, I feel like that's Aquarian energy, being who you truly are and expressing yourself in a way that's truly and uniquely you. So this is the energy of the middle of the month. Now, the middle of the month I feel is going to be a lot easier for a lot of us. We're going to have a little bit of a sense of more ease, because we also have the moon in Cancer, and the moon is the ruler of Cancer. So the moon is all about our emotions, our inner self. It's how we feel, it's how our heart feels, it's how we express ourselves on an emotional level. Given that it's in its own home sign, I feel like it can express itself in a truly personal way, in a way that is truly who you are. And that's the energy that I'm picking up here in the middle of the month. We pulled those 4 cards out just in one jump. Okay, so I'm going to come back and read how that affects you in the middle of the month. Okay, and finally, at the end of the month of August, we're looking at a blue moon. Now, and what that means is our second full moon of the month, because we have one on the 1st of August. We also have one on the 30th. And we're looking at how that's going to affect you, group 3. Now, the energy of the second full moon of the month is in Pisces. So Pisces is that it's in one sign. So again, it's all about emotions. So you're going to be driven by emotions. Now, okay, so group 3. Group 3, because this is such a long reading, my phone has overheated and turned off. So we don't have our normal card view, but you got to see me shuffle the cards and lay the cards. So I'm going to go back to the old way I used to do it and just hold the cards up and show you what they mean as I'm talking about them. Okay, so as I was saying, with the end of the week, we're looking at that Piscean energy, the energy of really emotions, because it's Piscean and water sign. It's a water sign, so that represents our emotions. So you could be feeling driven a lot by emotions in the month of August, and that's being because we've got that very, very big supermoon, and because it's so close, how it affects tides, it's also affecting our own body that way and our own emotions that way. So we could be really driven by emotions in the month of August, because we've locked into the supermoon of the Aquarian energy at the start, and we've locked into at the end, we've got a Piscean energy of the moon here as well, a water sign with emotions there, and a supermoon given big emotions. So I feel like you could be really driven by emotions in the month of August. Now, the theme of your reading is all about changes and transformations, because you've selected the number 5 and also the dragonfly. Okay, so first of all, I'm picking up a sense of, let me show you as we go. So we've got a card called Lost Without You. So it's almost like a sense of feeling lost, feeling confused, not sure what your path is, not sure what you want to do, a sense of at home. Here is the home card, and what I'm picking up here, it's like you feel like you're not sure where you fit in. You're not sure where you fit in with your community, fit in the world. You're not sure where you fit in within your friend group or family. It's like trying to find a sense of who you are and where you belong. That's the sense I'm getting with the belonging. It's like that sense of, who am I? Where do I belong? Where do I fit in? And it's almost like you're feeling lost. You're feeling like confused or lost, and you're just not sure. And the energy of the big Aquarian supermoon is really amplifying that emotions of feeling lost, that sense of just playing with your emotions and having that sense of confusion about where you may have not normally wondered about those things or worried about those things. Is really kind of just shaking you up and heightening your emotions, thinking, who am I? What's my place in the world? What's my purpose is what I'm getting. I feel like it's very much a driven purpose energy. We also have Aries, the North Node that's gone into Aries, which will stay there for 18 months. Now, that energy of Aries is about okay, let's start something new. Let's do this. Let's achieve. Let's just do it. Let's not stand back anymore. That energy. It's really kind of hyper energy. It's really fiery, passionate energy. It's about what's my mission, what's my goal, what's my purpose. Let's just get in there and do that. So, and I'm feeling like that. It's like a conflict for you. It's an internal conflict. So it's almost like, how can you be driven to do your purpose or your mission if you feel like you don't know what that mission is? And I'm feeling that's that lost sense of you not really knowing what it is that you want to do, where you want to be, who you really are, or what your skills are. And I'm feeling that really sense of loss. Now, what I'm also getting here next to that on the top line, this is the energies at the start of the week. It's a fresh start. So I'm feeling like the energies of the first week is all about confusion and wanting to find yourself, wanting to find your home in the world, your place in the world, your skills or your gifts. But it's saying you need to start new. So if you're not feeling like you know what your mission is, or you know what your goals are, or what you're good at, I'm getting that sense of you're starting new. Aries energy being the North Node. The North Node is about your mission in the world, what you come in here to complete, or what you come in here to do, your mission. Being in Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac, is the sign of let's start this, let's get this happening, let's start something new. So it's all about the new. Now, while you're feeling confused about what's my place in the world, what are my skills, what are my gifts, what's my purpose, I feel like you just need to get in and just do it. Just start new. And I'm feeling this very slow energy and confusion energy, and it's almost like a procrastination, and it's like holding you back. So it's the energy of the North Node in Aries should be starting to drive your passion of, I want to complete something, I want to conquer, I want to achieve, I want to do something. But then you've got that conflicting energy being, I don't know what to do. I don't know what my purpose is. I'm confused. I just feel lost. I don't know what. That's the energies that I'm picking up around you. So what it's saying is, it's not so much about knowing what your skills are, knowing what your mission is, knowing what your purpose is. It's not about that. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. I feel like that's making you feel really lost. It's not about that pressure of knowing what that skill is going to be, knowing your place in the world. It's about starting something. It's about just trying something. You may have to. It's going to be in this, North Node will be in Aries for 18 months. So over this next 18 months, even though we're just doing a monthly reading, it's about trying new things, gaining new skills as we go along, finding our place, finding ourselves, finding our place in the world, finding our home, as you can see here. So it's about finding our place in the world and not feeling so lost. By the end of the 18 months, you're going to start to have a clearer picture and be like, okay, well, I was really good at that. So, I really enjoy that. Maybe that's my purpose. That's my intention. That's what I'm meant to do. So right now I'm feeling like it's just about getting in there, just trying something. It may not work, try something else. And it's about just doing and just trying. We also have on the top line the card of the bee and the attraction. So what that's telling me is about, what are you attracted to? Why don't you try doing something that you think you might be interested in, and it may not work for you, it may not meant to be, but at least you're trying it. Just try that. It's also about attracting to new people and new situations and new scenarios in your life. So what I'm feeling like the energy could be, now I'm personally think that you shouldn't really sit back and just wait for things to happen to you. I feel like you need to actively pursue them, and you need to make steps and pursue things. I don't think you should just sit back and things just happen for you. I feel like you need to be actually showing the universe that you're pursuing what it is that you want to do. Now that's what I'm getting up around you. So it's like almost like you're going to be attracting things into your life that you're meant to try. You're meant to meant to experience. The 18 months is about experiencing, trying new, trying different. And you're going to be finding these things attracted to you in your life, because this is the bee. Oh, the bee. So the bee is about attraction. It's about what you're attracting in your life. Now I'm also getting with the attracting, what you're attracting in your life. If you're putting out negativity, confusion, negative lower emotions, then that's what you're attracting back into your life. So changes and transformations indicate that you need to let go of that way of thinking. So stop thinking, I'm useless, or I'm not good at anything, or I have no skills. Putting that energy out into the world is not helping you attract what your real skills are, what you are good at, who you really are. So I'm feeling that the changes and the transformations for you, group 3, is about changing your thought processes, what goes on in your mind. It's not about thinking, I'm no good, I have no skills, I don't know what my mission is. It's about thinking, okay, I'm here. Like everybody, I come to this earth. Yes, I come with my South Node skills of what I bring from gifts I bring from other lifetimes. So things that I just naturally gifted at, and that comes from your South Node, and the South Node being your gifts that you come into the world with. So yes, some people have those very strongly. Some don't know what they are, and I guess that's the case we're in here, where we don't quite know what it is. But it's about saying, I'm new. This is a fresh new start for me. I'm going to learn who I am. I'm going to learn new things. I'm going to experience new things. I want to attract things into my life that help me be who I really am. So it's about changing that mindset into attracting opportunities, people, influences that are going to allow you to really find your gifts, hone your gifts, and also, find your place in the world. Okay, moving into the second line is where we're the Cancer energy, where moon is in Cancer and the sun is in Leo. So I feel like that's a time of softer energy where it's a little easier for us. The middle of the month is going to be a little bit easier for us. It's about new beginnings as well, because we have a new moon in there in the middle of the month. Okay, so here it's about the card of the sweetness and the creativity. This card here is about finding what melts your heart, what's your passions, how are you creative, what do you create? Creating can be anything. So creativeness is not just about painting or being a musician. Creativity is also about what you create in this world. So, it's having children. It's about creating a life that's good for you, like creating your own little niche, creating your place in the world. Creating is also about, creating a home environment or, a happy workplace. Creating those kind of things as well. It's not just about being a painter or an artist. It's about creating. What do you create? What can you create? What can you create with this life that you have? And it's about really focusing on, yes, I felt that sense of loss, that you weren't sure what it is, but it's also in the middle of the month of August, it's about feeling a sense of, I'm going to create my own world. I'm going to create a space that I feel happy. I'm going to create a space where I no longer feel controlled, ridiculed, or locked down by pressures or people's opinions. And it's really the Aquarian moon energy that come in at the start of the month with the Aquarian supermoon. That's about not being afraid to be who you are, being a little eccentric, being a little out there, not being afraid of it. And by the middle of the month, I'm feeling like you're really focusing on making that decision to say, I'm going to create a life that's good for me. So, and that's where you're going to come into that place of home, how I feel valued in the world, how I feel, I'm representing myself, or I'm representing my mission here, or that sense of achievement, that sense of, okay, I really feel comfortable doing this. So it's about little small steps is what I'm getting, because we've got the snail here. Slow energy. So it's very slow energy. It's not going to happen this month. It's going to happen over the next 18 months with the North Node in Aries. And I'm feeling that sense of starting to wake up to that sense of, yeah, maybe I don't know what I'm good at right now. Maybe I don't know who I am right now. Maybe I'm locked down by depression or fears, but maybe it's time that I start creating my place in the world where I feel good. What world do I want to create? Do I want to wake up every day to a place where I'm fearful of this, or I feel so dark? Or do I want to start changing my mindset, because we're changes and transformations for you, group 3. So it's about changing that mindset into, what world do I want to live in, and how can I make that happen? So, and that's just done small ways. As I said, slow energy. It's about committing. Here we've got the commitment card. It's about committing each day to waking up in a more positive light, a more positive mindset. It's about, okay, today I'm going to try something new. Today I'm going to see how I go at this. I'm going to find a skill or be attracted to, today I'm going to wake up and attract a new scenario to my life, or a new person to my life, or a new adventure that I can try. It's about changing that mindset from, I have no skills, I don't know what I'm good at, or I'm just locked down by fears. It's about changing the mindset for you. Changes and transformations. It's about changing how you currently think into, I'm responsible. I'm responsible for the life that I live and the life that I have, and I need to change my mindset so that I can start creating a life that I'm happy in. And that's really what I'm feeling for you, group 3. It's about finding your happiness, and that's about being honest with yourself. So being honest with yourself and others about what you like. So don't be afraid to let it be known to the world, to other people. Don't worry about what they think. Worry about how it makes you feel. If you're putting positive energy out to the world and you're doing good and you're not harming anyone, then you're putting beautiful energy out there, and that's going to attract more positive experiences to you. But it's about being honest. It's about being honest with yourself, and about honest with waking up each day and, okay, I don't feel so good today. I feel negative, or I've, been consuming something that's negative, consuming bad things in my life, visualizing or visually consuming things that are not good, watching too much social media or horror movies, or just things that are negative, and I'm consuming that and I'm bringing that into my life. And it's about being honest. Okay, those things affect me. They affect me, then they affect my energy, and it affects what I can create. So you can create more in a more positive mindset. So that's what I'm really picking up for you, group 3. It's about changing your mindset, changing to a more positive mindset, and being honest about what works for you and what does not work for you. Okay, so towards the end of the month, we're looking at the full moon in Pisces. So it's the blue moon, which it doesn't mean it's blue. It just, they call that because it is the second full moon in the 1 month. Okay, I feel the energy quickening up a little bit here. Where we're in the middle of the month, it's quite slow energy. Here we've got fast energy. So what I'm getting here for you, it's like a quicker thing, okay? It's the energy speeding up a little bit. And I feel that's because you're making those changes and transformations, that mindset's changing. You're really actively working on that. Now, I'm also getting here, this is a beautiful brain card. I also see this card of a lot of skills. So it's about having hands in all different places, trying different things. So you're like trying this and you're trying that, and you're trying different activities, and you're trying different skills, and you're trying different hobbies. And it's about really working on gaining more knowledge, gaining more skills, gaining, just having your hands here, there, and everywhere, and just trying lots of different things. And that's what that energy is. So I feel like at the end of the month, you're really right into that energy of, putting yourself out there and putting your feelers out about, how you feel about this person, how you feel about that scenario, how you feel about different things, and really trying things and working out how you feel about different things, putting the feelers out. And because we're looking at a full moon energy, we're looking at that moon energy is about emotions, and it's about how you feel inside. Okay, I'm also getting the Dolphins for you, and the Dolphins card is about being playful, having more fun. And again, that's that positive mindset. It's about enjoying your life, doing the things that you really enjoy. And that's what's really going to allow you to grow and find your place in the world, create the person you want to be. So it's about waking up every day, consciously making the decision to enjoy that day, enjoy yourself, enjoy being who you are in this experience. So I was really making that conscious decision to do that each and every day. So thank you for joining me, group 3. I hope you enjoyed your full astro reading for the month. I will see you again next month for your full reading, and I'll see you next week for just your general weekly read.